Hey, what's going on YouTube? My name's Matt. We're back with another Borderlands video, and today we're going to be discussing which vault monster is the strongest. So we've fought 4 vault monsters over the course of the Borderlands games so far. So which vault monster takes the cake as the strongest out there? Now, before I get into it, I just want to say one thing. The Destroyer, the Sentinel, and the Traveler all come out through the vault arch, yet the Warrior doesn't. I don't know if that signifies anything, but he kind of flies up and stands on top of it. So I don't know if he was already out. It was just something I noticed when I was making this video, and it kind of bothered me. I might be looking into it too much, but, you know, it's just food for thought. So coming in at number 4, we have the Destroyer. Now, this is by far the most disturbing looking vault monster. It has a bunch of tentacles, it has a single giant eye like a cyclops, and it's got all these jagged teeth with this vertical mouth on just this blob, disgusting body, and it's really quite intimidating. So that's not to say that the Destroyer doesn't have strong attacks, because it certainly did, but the laser beam attack from its eye, while being very strong, is extremely easy to dodge, and the tentacles can do some damage as well to the Vault Hunter, but the tentacles are so weak, they can just be shot off the body of the Destroyer pretty easily. Now, another thing, with a name like the Destroyer, you think he'd put up more of a fight, considering the Iridians entrapped the Destroyer in a vault at the cost of their entire civilization. So that just blows me away. Either the Iridians just got wrecked back then, or the Destroyer has seriously been slacking on his skills. I don't know which it is, but the Destroyer is by far the least strong vault monster in Borderlands. At number 3, we have the Warrior. Now, the Warrior was supposed to be the tool that Jack needed to take over Pandora and eradicate the bandits, but the Warrior was anything but that thanks to the Vault Hunter. The Warrior is the second most intimidating vault monster in my opinion, due to the overall size and the fact that it's basically a lava rock dragon that can breathe fire and fire slag from its tail. Again, it's not the fact that the Warrior doesn't feature strong attacks, because we know that it does, but it's the fact that the monster can resist elemental damage and becomes a lot more challenging to slag, making the Warrior a stronger foe in that respect. The major downfall for the Warrior is the fact that, like the Destroyer, he has a very large spot of vulnerability on his chest and smaller ones on each side of his ribcage area. Now, I don't know if the Warrior has bones, but you get what I'm saying. So that brings us to number 2, the Sentinel. Now, this was a tough one for me, but ultimately I gave the Sentinel the nod over the Warrior due to the fact that there's more to fight, including fighting additional enemies with the Guardians in there too. The Empyrean Sentinel has a number of really strong attacks, but the strongest being his massive AoE attack when he can engulf the floor in elemental damage that can be devastating to the Vault Hunters. He also has a number of faces that require the Vault Hunter to destroy all of the faces in order to actually defeat him. So he has some pretty big weak spots, but unlike the Warrior, there's multiple phases to the Sentinel boss fight, which means ultimately he has more chances to take out the Vault Hunter, and that's why he gets the nod over the Warrior. So that brings us to number 1, and I'm sure you've guessed it just by a series of elimination. We have the Traveler. Now, the Traveler is a giant monster that comes out of the vault that was opened by Fiona and company. He appears to be made of an extremely durable rock-like material with glowing lines all over his chest and arms. While not being the most intimidating of the vault monsters, what he doesn't make up in the looks department, he makes up for with his abilities. The Traveler is extremely agile for his size due to the gland inside his body, defended by Guardians, I might add, that allows for teleportation at a moment's notice. This allows for him to dodge virtually all attacks against him, especially extremely powerful ones that require a bit of a setup, like firing the Eye of Helios at him. The Traveler also appears to be pretty intelligent, because he knew he shouldn't destroy Gortys, as this would have ultimately closed the vault and sent him back in for who knows how long. That's the thing you gotta remember here, guys. These monsters are trapped in the vault for thousands or who knows how many years up until some vault hunter opens it or some poor old sap figures it out. So all in all, the vault monsters have all been taken down by a vault hunter at some point, and while some are stronger than others, none have been too strong to defeat, which means we should all be thankful for the vault hunters that deal with them. Or should we? Maybe in the future we should just leave them closed so they don't get out. Who knows? Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. If you like this sort of thing, I do a lot of Borderlands content that includes history and lore, and we also do some speculation as well as Borderlands 3 news. So if you like that sort of thing, consider leaving a like, subscribing, and if you got something to say or you think it should be a different order, I'd love to hear what you guys think. Later.